Oh, hey, have you ever been deep in the backcountry only to get a flat tire and have to walk 23.5 kilometers to the nearest town and go door to door and ask for a guy named Steve, who's a local shop owner, to beg and plead for some tire spoons and some shop air? Well, I haven't, and that's because I have one of these. My name's James, with a J, and I'm here with my 2017 Honda Africa Twin, here to talk to you about what I carry in my toolkit. Let me show you my bag. Whoa, 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 whoa. This bag. Now, I got this bag when I purchased this backpack. It's a great unit that fits most, if not all, of my Canadian Tire tools. Now, this bag is nice and compact, so you can easily throw it in that backpack, put it in your saddlebags or your top case, whatever. Or, if you're lucky like me, you can put it in the tool case that's attached to the bike. Yes! Now with my toolkit, I like to break it up in 4 different parts. Sockets and wrenches, multi-purpose tools, tire repair kit, and extras. Having the proper tool setup is going to be the difference of you having an enjoyable ride or having to hike out and find a guy named Steve. So first thing you're probably going to notice is all the blue tape on all the tools. I do that specifically for when you're out in the backcountry and you got to do repair and you're helping a buddy out. Your tools end up getting mixed up. You don't want that to happen. So you put the tape around it so you're easily able to find whatever tool that you're using, throw it back in the bag, and then you're off riding again. Now each person's toolkit may be a little bit different, and that comes down to a few things. Preference, the bike you have, and any aftermarket accessories. So specifically when it comes to aftermarket accessories, the fasteners tend to change from what OEM is typically using. So we may have to get something like a little 3mm Allen or 13mm wrench. So first up, we have tire spoons. So I got these ones specifically because it's got the 27mm, so I can break loose the axle nut on the rear to pop off the rear tire. I have a 13mm and a 12mm wrench, and I'm also missing a 10mm right here. So that's a good reason to always check your tools before you go out for a ride. Maybe have a little checklist. A couple ratchets. We got a 3/8 ratchet and a 1/4 inch ratchet. For 1/4 inch sockets, I have a 8mm, a 10mm, and a 12mm. For Allen keys, I've got a 4mm, a 5, a 6, and an 8. I also bring a 14mm socket with a 9-inch extension, and I use that for breaking off the caliper bolts. I have a little extension for the 1/4 inch drive as well. This socket here is an 18mm. I have a 22mm socket, which is good for the front axle. And then for Allen keys, I pretty much use these as backup, but they're nice and easy to put in. So I got a 3mm, a 4, a 5, a 6, and an 8. Now for multi-tools, I got a couple different things. I got this flathead that actually doubles as a Phillips. Now if you go to your junkyard and find almost any German vehicle, I can almost guarantee this will be in the back. Got some channel locks. This is a great all-around tool. Adjust the size to what you need. And then some vice grips. Now, strongly suggest getting some vice grips because you never know when you can use these. Specifically, if you break a clutch lever or a brake lever, you can easily clamp that on and then you're good to go again. For the tire repair kit, I like to bring a few things. One is what you're going to need is actual tire patches, some scuffing pads, and then the glue for it as well. In here, I usually put Dawn dish soap, and I use that to actually lube the tire or the outside of the bead, and this works pretty well. So this used to be an old dielectric grease, which I squeezed out, cleaned out, and then, yeah, put some dish soap in there. I also bring a couple extra valve cores. Now, if you've ever done this in the bush, they tend to shoot out because of the air pressure going out. So they go shoot out and they typically go missing. It's hard to find, or you're spending another 10 minutes just to try to find that valve core. Bring this also, which is a valve core removal tool. This is just a little cheap one. I got this taped up because it's a little pointy end, so I don't want that kind of blowing up everything in the bag. And then the other thing I bring as just kind of a backup, because I do have a air compressor, is this guy right here. So this is just an old school tire bike pump. I've got a little gauge on there too. Now, again, I just use this as backup just in case my compressor is dead on battery. Now there's a few things I bring on the bike as extras as well. So if you're going on kind of a longer than a day ride, you're gonna need to be able to service your chain. So I bring a brush just to clean off all the dirt. And then I also bring some chain lube, which I use is just gear oil. Now I'll put a link in the description of Ryan from Fort 9 talking about what he uses, and they kind of do a little bit of a scientific experiment to kind of see what's the best. I also bring a couple extra little bolts just to have on hand, and some fuses. Now for fuses, I usually bring kind of a 10 amp, 15 amp, 20 amp, and I just tape them up just to make sure that they don't end up breaking in my bag. I also bring some JB Quick Weld. When you're trying to fix something, you're gonna wanna do it in a hurry, so at least these set fairly quickly. I also bring a bolt with tape around it, electrical tape. And I do that because I don't want the big roll of electrical tape to be shoved in there. I just want it wrapped around the bolt, and if I need some, pull it back, and then we're good. And again, if you're going on a multiple day ride, I suggest checking your fork seals. You can use this or even a credit card to get in there around the seal and clean off the dirt so you don't have any issues with leaking front forks. Now these zap straps are pretty cool because you can actually reuse them. So you can go in, go out, and then you can reuse them, and then you're good. Now I do bring some extra items, including this tire tube. This is a 21-inch tire tube that fits on the front, and you can kind of double as the back. So if you're trying to fix a tire and you can't, let's say it's kind of broken right around the valve stem core there, at least you got a spare one. I typically throw this in my dry bag in the back on the top, just as a precaution. Now in this bag, I've got a compressor, which is nice especially if you're airing down your tires a lot when you're going off-road, and then pumping them back up when you're on-road. It kind of doubles as a jump start as well, which in the past I actually have had to use on a buddy's KLR. If you don't mind using a bicycle pump, then all power to you, but that's just kind of a nice luxury thing to have. And then last, we have this Garmin InReach. This is a nice communication system to your significant other, or even if you kind of get in a pickle, in a jam, you can use this with a little SOS button to call for help. It's just kind of a nice peace of mind when you're out there. You just feel a little bit more comfortable. You have a little buddy on your shoulder there to help you out if you do get in a jam. Let me know if you guys think I'm missing anything. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Riding season's coming up soon, so get prepared. This is the time to be searching through your tools, getting the list going, tinkering on the bike, have fun. Oh, hey, have you ever been lost? Lost? What? Have you ever been lost? Why did I say it again? Oh, hey, have you ever been lost in the... Oh my God. Have you ever been lost? Lost! Have you ever been deep in the backcountry only to get a flat tire and then, well, I completely forget what I'm gonna say. So much more appreciation for people who do movies now. Okay, and that's because I own one of these. Fuck! And I'm here to talk to you about what I carry in my toolkit. Should I have held it there just for half a second longer though?